Hello, happy Tuesday, Adrian Grace, mindset and high performance coach. I wanted to come on today to talk about forgetting about your goal, which is contradictory to what I was talking about last week, but I'll explain why. But a lot of times when we set goals, we are thinking in our mind, I don't have what it is that I want. And when I get there, I will feel X, Y, and Z, whatever that is happy, appreciative, grateful, um, whatever. But the problem is we think we feel very separate from that goal. We feel like, okay, I don't have this now. I don't feel like this now. And once I get there, then everything will be great. But think about goals that you've set in the past that you've probably have already hit or, have blown way past them. And you're at this place now where you still aren't feeling the way you thought that you would have felt once you achieved it. And that is because when we are trying to hit a goal or going after a goal, we cannot create something that outside of us that's going to make us feel a certain way. Like, yes, maybe temporarily we'll feel happy and excited with more money or with the dream house or the dream job or becoming the top producer or whatever it is. The trick is that you have to feel the feelings now of having that in order to attract it to you. All right, so if you need to tune into, okay, what is this goal that I want? And then why do I want it? Okay, and really keep asking yourself, why do I want this? Why do I want this? And make sure it comes from the heart. Because when I talk to people, I'm talking to people every day about their goals and their dreams and what they want to accomplish. And what I find is that a lot of times they think that they want something, right? They want to, be the top producer. They want to earn $1 million. But really, when you start to kind of like uncover what it is that they want, it's not really that. It's that everyone wants freedom and peace of mind are two big things, right? And then also, I want to say a lot of times our wants are coming from a more ego-centered place, right? To kind of prove yourself, to accomplish, to achieve. And when we are coming from that state and it's not really our heart's desire, we are going to have to effort, push, struggle, and basically make it happen. And that is not what I'm in the business of doing anymore, right? I spent most of my career doing that, right? Setting a goal, going after it, achieving it, hustling, trying, like working hard and burning myself out, basically. There is a better way. The other way is when you really connect to your purpose, when you really connect to your heart's desire, then everything becomes effortless. Okay. So, like when you tune into what would I love? Okay. That gets us into the feeling center. That gets us into the heart. That connects us to something. And it doesn't matter what it is. Another thing that I find too is people feel guilty about like wanting something shallow, for wanting something like a dream house or more money, or people are always like, well, it's not about the money, it's not about this. Just allow yourself to want whatever it is you want, right? We can have a I don't know, like a purpose that doesn't have to be like very saintly, right? We do have a spiritual purpose, and right, the whole point of the goal is not to get, it's to grow. It's about who we become on our way to get there. But it really should just be something that lights you up inside. Who cares if it sounds shallow? It doesn't matter. This is your own personal thing. And a lot of times we're given those desires because we know that we're going to have to expand to get there. We're going to have to become more of ourselves. We're going to have to provide more service. We're going to have to up level our game in business and be helping more people or whatever it is. So that is always the byproduct, that we're helping people. We don't need to say that, right? We can, again, allow ourselves to want the thing that is seemingly shallow. So really just ask yourself, Why? Why do I want this? Why do I want this? Why do I want this? And then once you realize why you want it, again, maybe it is to feel a certain way, or maybe it's you realize that like that's not that it is more of that ego desire to like prove yourself, and it's not truly what you want for your life, right? So really getting to know yourself and understand yourself and kind of doing that like deeper work and figuring out who and what you really are, why we're here. It's a beautiful process, and it may seem scary and daunting, but it actually is like liberating and really fun and joyful. So once we have that goal in place, I want you to basically forget about it. I don't mean forget about it like, um, I want you to get unattached to it, I'll say, right? Sometimes we have goals and we're so attached to them. I need this, I want this. And in that energy, we are separating ourselves from it. We're saying, I don't have this right now and I need it. And that neediness and that attachment causes a bigger wedge between us and where we're trying to go. So we need to start thinking about what it is we want. We want to build that whole beautiful picture in our mind, something that really does light us up. And then we want to find evidence of it in our lives now. Okay, like so if you want to grow your business to a certain level, if you want to be like impacting more people, if you want more money, like whatever it is, like think about all the abundance in your life now. Think about the people that you're helping now. Think about uh, the relationships in your life, your family, all that stuff now. And how could you start feeling like so grateful, so satiated with life as it is right now? Okay. Um, and then you can take action steps towards it, right? You have to take action steps towards it. So you take one step. I always say you take one small step, the universe will take a really big step back towards you. But you have to kind of just show that you are moving towards this, that you are willing to do what it takes, that you do want this. You're not so attached to it, but you are willing to expand and push yourself and get yourself outside that comfort zone. So there's a really big difference between that energy, right? Of like being so attached to having to make it happen, having to have it happen, and just allowing the unfoldment of it, and just having absolute faith that it's going to happen. You don't know when. It doesn't matter when, because you are full, whole, and complete as you are right now, and you're just going to enjoy this journey. And what's great about that is that it also like opens up the door for other possibilities to come to you that you maybe didn't think of. So I always like to end like every goal when I write it down or something like all of this or something even better. Okay? Because when we box ourselves into a certain idea that and way that we think things have to happen, that's actually coming from a very limiting place. When really, like infinite intelligence knows way better than us, a lot more than us, on how to get us from where we are to where we want to be. And in a maybe a more beautiful, amazing place than we could have ever even dreamt up. So our job is just to kind of tune into those feelings and think about how we want to feel once the goal is achieved. Okay. And then as we go through the process, like I want you to fall in love with the process of working towards your goal. Okay. Like get up every day with excitement and gratitude that you do have this amazing life and you're working towards something even bigger than you and you're excited to go after it. And then if you hit a challenge in the road or something, a great way to think about it is that is this going to expand me, right? This is happening for me for a reason. If I, how can I deal with this in a way that expands me rather than run away and contract and hide and run away? Because that's typically what happens, right? We hit a bump in the road, we kind of throw our hands up and think we're defeated. and then we just give up on the dream, right? But when we can think of those obstacles as, okay, I can move more into myself, I can expand myself even more through this challenge, through this process. How can I do that? So it's just a great way to look at it. I want you to become very unattached to your goal and just fall in love with that process of working towards it every day. Earl Nightingale says that success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. And I love that because what that means is that success isn't the goal, it's not the achievement, it's not the having of it, it's just the progressive moving towards it every day, just one tiny step, one tiny step. And as long as you're doing that, as long as you're on that path, you are successful. And then just develop that deep, deep faith that it's going to happen. You know it's going to happen beyond a shadow of a doubt. It doesn't matter if it happens tomorrow or 15 years from now, you just know it's going to happen. You're just going to sit back and enjoy the ride on the way. So I hope that was helpful and enlightening to you, and appreciate all who watched this. Appreciate everybody on here. I have some big exciting news coming up about my first in-person event that I will be sharing about either later today or tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. And in the meantime, if you have any questions, if you want to chat more about this, would love to talk to you, send me a message and we can set up a time. Have a great day.